After what could be considered a somewhat controversial episode, mainly due to the departure of Chris Neil, we move forward. This is episode 16 of Bourque's Battalion. As you get to see Chris Neil there, we actually pulled that card as well, and of course sold him. We start this episode off in a big way, because between episode 15 and 15.5, there were two comments that were clearly at the top of the board, and in a way to make it up to the people that are disappointed with me selling Chris Neil, we're going to do some big business here. We have 164K and we are going to make the most of it. Now, the top comment, the undisputed top comment throughout 15 and 15.5 was to get Ilya Bryzgalov, but on 15.5 there was another very popular comment to get Movember Jordan Eberle. So I have a choice. I can get the Halloween Ilya Bryzgalov for pretty much all of our coins, or I can get that Movember Eberle and a version of Ilya Bryzgalov, not the Halloween version, but certainly a lot more cheap, and we can afford both him and Eberle. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully you guys are cool with that. Of course, it's basically a shared top comment, and hopefully that takes a little bit of the sting off from getting rid of Chris Neil, I should say. But Movember Eberle is in, and now let's get that, what is it, the Stadium Classics or the Stadium Series, Ilya Bryzgalov. So we are down to 30K, but this team again has taken a massive step forward, which is good. You know, not to say that we need to build the team a certain way or that we need to only get certain types of players, but you know, if we're being honest, did Chris Neil still really fit the team? Not really. You know, that was a tough sell. But now this team is looking pretty damn ridiculous, to the point where I think we're going to drop McKinnon down to the fourth line right wing spot, and Eberle will actually stick around on that third line. We could drop, or we could bump him up to the second line with Bobby Hull, but we won't. So offensively, it's still McDavid, Richards, Panarin, Skinner, Matthews, Hull. Third line's Drouin, Johnson, and Eberle. In the fourth line, we're going to try that new Travis Konechny in for Ryan Johansson, and that is not the only change. Defensively, the right side is almost brand new. Byfuglien and Weber will sit, so we can try out Ekblad and Sami Vatanen. And much like with Chris Neil, Weber and Byfuglien, slower players. So technically, we could go with Ekblad and Vatanen and sell the two of them. We are going to have some decisions to make, and of course, we are one player away from completing the expansion set again and getting a pack from that, as I almost drop my controller, which really would have sucked. But yeah, a lot of changes with a lot of the players too. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. Like with Petr Mrazek, I might hold on to him just because, of course, we are planning on playing the competitive seasons games, so it would make sense to hold on to certain players. So what I'm hoping for is in one of these next two games, we win the Div 6 title, and we get a player that we can put in to that set to complete it. But otherwise, this team is set. A lot of new faces. I don't know if we'll do debut goal packs. I might hold off on that. But yeah, the team is set. Let's see. Can we win the Div 6 title in this episode? You would think so, but with NHL, you never know what you're going to get. McDavid to Sami Vatanen. I should have gone near post. Vatanen, what do you got for us? And you don't got anything because your winger absolutely abandoned you, and Sami Vatanen's hurt in his very first game. Lovely. That is lovely. I'm not sure what guy is on the far side of the net there. I genuinely have no idea, but whoever it is, he owes Sami Vatanen dinner for hanging him out to dry. Backdoor from Movember Eberle. Oh my god, what a save by that Martin Jones. What the fuck?
Possession now on the pickup by Ray Bourque. Pitching this one to McDavid. To Richards.
Richards with the snipe. That was beautiful. I'm still very, very salty that Sami Vatanen is injured. And as you can tell by the defensive energies, that is going to be a problem for us in this game.
Nicely into the zone. If they can get organized, maybe time for one more attack.
McDavid, Artemi Panarin on the break. Buries it. Guaranteed Artemi Panarin will make no mistake. My God, the defensive situation is brutal. You bump him off the puck. What a save by Briz. His biggest challenge yet. Eberle, I don't get what this guy's doing. Eberle to Jonathan Drouin. Too easy on that one. I don't get what this guy's doing. Like, with his team, I don't get why he's going for hits. So, like, is he playing on a friend's account? What is he doing? I'll take it, because at this rate, we're winning the Div 6 title. Backhand from McKinnon. Rebound for Max Pacioretty. Little bit of an unfortunate rebound for him, but we've been all over him. It's 4-0. I wasn't sure about a debut pack, a debut goal pack. A rage quit, though, might be in the cards, especially if I keep being a douche and watching replays. Bobby Hull walking in, catching him at the blue line, and he sneaks it past Martin Jones. I will take it. I don't get it. How does he have this good of a team? I do not understand it. Tyler Johnson with the snipe, insult to injury right after the goal, and that should do it. I said we weren't going to do a debut pack, but it's looking like we're going to get the Rage Quit pack, as you see the stats there. Pure domination. I do not understand how... I don't want to say how bad, but when he had the puck, he would do what you see everybody do. Skate down the sideboards, cut back, try to pass it to someone in the middle, and that's all he would do. I don't understand, though. That has to be the Christmas Bissonnette. Burns, Jeff Carter, even if those are default cards, those are still really good. He either has Bobby or Brett Hull, Duncan Keith, Kopitar, Al McInnes, Ovechkin. How? And he does have the Christmas Richards for a fact, because of the matchup screen we both had him. I do not get it. I do not get it. How does he have that team but only have Martin Jones as a goalie? Very strange game. But with that, of course, not only did we just win the Division 6 title, but we will have a 7.5K pack, and we will be able to use that one rare player to complete a set, which is lovely. So things continue to look up for this team. And of course, it's going to start getting more difficult moving forward. We are in Div 5, and obviously with the way this series has panned out, it was always going to be a little bit more easy once we hit the middle of the road of this series like we have. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still enjoying it, and competitive seasons have been challenging. But, whether or not I wanted to have those episodes featured, I wasn't quite sure. But I don't know. Let me know what you think again. I asked that before. As we actually get Trouba, good, not good enough. He'll be the player going off to that set. Let me know what you think. Should I show the competitive seasons gameplay? I think I still plan on doing them. Just the rewards you get are way too beneficial to pass up on. I mean, especially, too, we got the Sami Vatanen for doing as well as we did. But that's the 7.5K pack. Of course, we'll have to back out of the mode in a second. Let's see in our reward pack if we can get anything. I've seen some people get incredibly lucky in the Div 6 reward packs or even lower. So let's see. And we get a carbon. I'm fine with that. God damn. I'm cool with that. Granted, we just wasted a lot of coins. We could have used and bought another carbon and had picked up, one of those special players that are out right now for the All-Star sets, but we do get a carbon. We get Stanislav Galiev. That's a lot less exciting. And a healing card. But you know what? I'm cool with that. That is easily our best reward yet. That is a carbon collectible, which will come in handy. Of course, untradeable, but how much? I mean, carbons have to be going for quite a bit, so our best bet will probably be to just get the amount of golds we need, transfer those over, and if we can do that quick enough, we'll be good. Oh yeah, carbons are going for a ton. Golds, not so much. So we'll have over 30K. And actually, you know what? We'll keep the second half of the episode kind of long here. We'll do all of this live because even now we're not done yet. We still need to back out of the mode, jump back in, apply Trouba to that set, and move forward from there, because even if we were to do the competitive seasons, we have 3 Season 2 players on that right D spot anywhere on the right-hand side. But yeah, interesting. Depending on how many golds we can get here, we might be able to get a couple of gold collectibles, if that's the top comment. You know, I said I wasn't going to try to influence it. At the end of the day, it is up to you guys. But let's take a look here. First, we will do this set, and then we'll take a look at our gold collectible situation. And maybe we'll only have one game this episode, and we'll start fresh in Season 5, or in Division 5, I should say. Although, you know, I normally do try to play at least 2 games, so we're not getting too much all at once. Because you got to figure, in between 2 games, if we have Eberle, Brizgalov, and somebody else, that can be quite a bit. But at the end of the day, I don't know how much people care. But let's apply Trouba to the set. I should have hit the Y button. It's a little bit quicker. I always forget. I'll always mention this, though. Of course, we packed that Jonathan Tavares in one of these packs. So this could be big for us. You never know what we will get. We could get another game changer here in this pack. So let's find out. And at the very least, if we don't, we end up with 5 items that we can put toward that set yet again. We start off with TJ Brody. That's not bad either. 89 skating. That's not too bad. That's not a bad shout at all. Damn. All right. That'll be interesting whether or not he replaces Hampus Lindholm. Darren Helm, really good skating, of course. Like, infamous for his skating. A good face-off man, too. Maybe a replacement for Pacioretty. I mean, Pacioretty's been great for us, but if we were to have Helm and Konechny on the 4th line with Nathan McKinnon, holy shit, the speed. We get Louis Eriksson as well, and we had Louis earlier. Now we get the upgraded version. Adam Larson, somebody else we had before, and Tyler Bozak, who we actually just got rid of in this set. So a couple of interesting pulls out of that pack. No major game changers, but some players that could potentially get in to our lineup. And now that I think about how much I have to do here, I don't think there will be a second game in this episode. Let's just figure this out. And, you know, maybe, I mean, the top comment could be, you know what, I agree with you. Let's just save the coin total, and that way you don't get too much too soon. And the next episode will absolutely have at least 2 games played, maybe even 3. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Obviously, if there are 3 games per episode, it's going to have to be very condensed highlights, probably limited to just the goals. Sometimes I try to throw saves and other highlights in there, but let me know what you think. I mean, this series is, you know, about you guys, and I want to make it as entertaining, and I want to optimize it for the people that actually watch the series. Obviously, it doesn't get as many views as the franchise modes video do, and that's fine. I'm still cool with doing, you know, both style of videos, because like I said, I'm enjoying this, and this was probably the only reason why I would actually play Ultimate Team is for a YouTube series. I don't think I could bring myself to play Ultimate Team otherwise, so at the very least, as I've said a million times, I'm enjoying it. But let's see here. We actually don't have a jersey. I thought we would. I know we have an extra Boston arena, but aside from that, we're actually just 1 short on the jerseys. I won't even worry about the Boston arena. So let's go get this extra gold in there, and we can figure out what we want to do, because again, we have so many excess items in this team right now. But we also have a chance, after getting that carbon, to maybe get one of these all-star players. So that is an interesting thing. I meant to go to the collection. I'm pretty sure that would be our 7th gold, which means if they're going for 7K, we could afford 3 gold collectibles if that's what you guys wanted, and we could go out and get one of those all-star players. 3, actually we have 7. Yeah, so we have 7. We're good. We are good to go. So, we could buy 3 more golds. Actually, I'd probably just buy a jersey and then buy 2 other golds. But if the top comment is acquire 3 gold collectibles, I will do that. And then we could trade in that carbon. But it would be a matter of what player we go for. So, man, I don't know. It's tough. It is tough. But it was mentioned before. Someone wanted, someone was trying to say, hey, if you can, go for it. And I kind of agree. The Hut All-Stars. Of course, we have Sami Vatanen, which would be funny. The Alex Goligoski, Dougie Hamilton, Jordan Eberle, funnily enough. Which, actually, I'm not sure how much better he is than other versions of the card. Tyler Toffoli, Mikhail Bodker, and Louis Eriksson. So, admittingly, obviously, a good mix of wingers, left and right defense. And when you look at our team right now, and the way it is structured, there's, I don't know, but there are decisions to be made. 100%. Also, I should probably check to see how long Sami Vatanen is out for or what the injury was specifically. 3-game leg injury. EA, you are cruel. It was his debut. It was his debut. Let's see. God, this is exciting, isn't it? Why can't you sort by the specific injury? I know that's not the biggest problem in the NHL games, but you know what I'm saying. I'll worry about those contracts later. But let's take a look. If we just look at our collection in general, the fact that we could add one of those all-star players, the fact that the top comment could be something else, and we could add any other player that we could afford. Again, we will have over 30K, especially because right after this I'm going to play those 3 competitive seasons games. But you look at the goaltending situation. Do we keep Ben Bishop as the backup? As we've seen in this series, it was early on. We ended up pulling Martin Jones and having our backup come in. So it does pay off to have a half-decent backup. But do we get rid of Ben Bishop now that we've acquired Ilya Bryzgalov, or do we keep them as a tandem? Mrazek's going to stick around at least until, if we agree to keep Bishop, Mrazek's going to stick around until the current season of competitive seasons are up, because we will use him to hit the 10-player requirement. We'll try to sell Alex Stalock. So that's the big thing. What do we do with Ben Bishop? And that, of course, is up to you guys. And make sure, too, if you want to leave a top comment, but you want to be like, yeah, sure, go get the gold collectibles, you can as well. Just say, oh, yeah, sure, Ben Bishop, too. Make sure to leave all of your input in there. It is, of course, appreciated. The extra Jordan Eberle, I'm not sure how much he sells for. So if he doesn't sell for too much, I'll probably just add him to the latest set. But yeah, it's fairly obvious what we should do with him. Who else do we have here? Left wings, of course, Bobby Hall and Panarin are right-handed, but we have Louis Eriksson, who might be able to fit into the team. I don't know. He might be, like, the skating's good, but other than that, he might just be a step down from somebody like Max Pacioretty when you really look at it. So that's tough to say. But then Darren Helm with the 90 skating, what do we do with him? I'm sure he might have a chance to sell for a decent amount. Or we could, maybe get rid of Max Pacioretty and have Darren Helm on the 4th line and have Darren Helm with Konechny. We could sell Pacioretty, we could sell Ryan Johansson, and have that 4th line be so goddamn fast that it wouldn't even be funny. We'll take a look at centers, too, before moving on to the defense. But again, Ryan Johansson, what do we do with him? Tyler Bozak will be going right back into the set. Other than that, we don't have too much to worry about there. But defensively, we certainly have some issues. Of course, we're using Bissonnette on defense. You look here, Hampus Lindholm and TJ Brody. Who gets that third spot on the third pairing? Because Bissonnette and Bourque clearly aren't going anywhere. So one of these two is going to be the odd man out. And it's looking like, the more defensive option is Lindholm. The better offensive option is TJ Brody, as you would expect. And of course, on that left-hand side already, we have Ray Bourque, a jack of all trades. You have Paul Bissonnette, who, is the beat the hell out of you kind, but he's also scored some goals for us in this series. So that is another tough choice in a way. And then whether or not we sell them or put them back into the set depends on how much they actually sell for. And of course, the last spot, the right-hand side, we actually can't sell Shea Weber. I forgot about that. We could sell Dustin Byfuglien if we want to. I don't think Adam Larsson will break back into the lineup. So the big question is, again, who is the odd man out? Shea Weber, we might as well play him because he's untradeable. So say for sure we get rid of Dustin Byfuglien, it has to be Vatanen or Green, and in that case it would probably be Mike Green that, sits out, which is a shame because, as I've said a million times, he has been great for us. So a couple of interesting decisions on top of whatever the top comment will be for the next episode. But of course, in that next episode, we start life in Division 5. And of course, to kick off that episode, we will have whatever our rewards will be for competitive seasons, which has almost come to a close. But if I can go 3 for 3 again, we should finish with a pretty damn high ranking, in which case we might get even more ridiculous rewards. And allow me to interrupt my own outro, because as you can see, we have been rewarded for competitive seasons again. We went 3-0. We are 6-0 so far in Season 30. We end up getting this Braden Shen, who we won't use. That would have been nice to get someone along the lines of Sammy Vatanen again, but we do get an extra pack and some coins. So things have been going all right for us in competitive seasons. If you saw on Twitter, I mentioned that it's been an interesting run in competitive seasons, but 922 rank for round 2, 792 for the season. So if we can keep this up, we might end up getting some decent rewards by the end of this season as the coins go through. That's nice. Let's open up this pack for the hell of it. I don't expect too much to go through, but again, it could change the dynamic of what we are looking at. As I mentioned all of the players, although I'm pretty sure I said Ryan Johansson was tradable, which he is not. That might have been somebody else. Dan Hamhuis, not bad. Won't get in to the lineup. We get Connor Carrick, Galiev again. Lovely. Yep, this is only going to be good for logos and jerseys. That is unfortunate. Come on, can we please get something? Nope, Paul Martin. He's terrible. But guys, that will do it for this episode. The ball is in your court. You have a lot to decide on. Of course, we will have over 30,000 coins to work with. Of course, go down to the comments below to look at my pinned comment where I will have an updated number for you when this video goes live. But until then, that is it for this one. If you have enjoyed, make sure to comment, make sure to like, and subscribe if you haven't already to help support me and my channel. Always greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys in episode 17 of Bourque's Battalion, where this team will change yet again in what I'm sure will be a pretty drastic manner.